We have like the normal Python. I'm just going to run it. Says hi Python. I'm just going to remove that. We're going to have some nice art today, just like the Jinx project there. We're just going to import random, and then we're going to import art. Right, just have a nice printed Hinata text in art. So a bit of fun. So what we're going to have here is a couple of encouraging messages from Hinata in a list, and just a simple Python list. Always had some people calling it an array as well, but I don't care for terminology that much. I just do what works in most cases. So I call that list. So it's a couple of values, could have been any type of values, but right now I want to print a string to the user. So that's why we have these encouraging messages. We have the random. We're going to generate a random pick from these messages, right? So from there, we just complete this list. Okay, so after complete this list, we then just going to move on to our first function. Okay, so first function is the one we're going to be using to create the art, right? So inside the art, we just want the name Hinata, and then we have the font. Okay, so it's going to generate a nice random, a nice text to art, and then this one we're going to be generating the random. We're going to be picking the random, not necessarily generating, but we're picking the random message from the Hinata options, Hinata encouragement options, right? Then we're going to write the main. We're not going to write it as main equals main. We create a main run function because I like to run functions in that way, run my small scripts in that way. So now we're giving a couple of texts to a user, and then we're just gonna print here the art itself. So we're just first gonna return it in a, we initialize it and then print it here, and then from there we're going to print the prompt the user again for moving on to the random generation now, right? So from there we have that random generation. So every time it calls it, it's going to run that random generation. So Hinata says, basically, because of that random art, it will say Hinata says. But now we want an input from the user, right? So to get an input from the user, because it will print on its own if we don't have an input to say, you know what, do you want to continue from there? So it doesn't keep on printing all the time because we'll make it loop on it in itself, basically. Kind of. We'll make it loop in itself, not using a for loop, but using function methods, Python function methods, or Python methods basically. So from there, if the input user gives us yes, they want to continue, then we're gonna return the text to them, right? The message to them, or else we're just going to run main again. Makes sense. So if they return yes, we're just going to return it to them. But let's move main to the bottom because we want to run main either way. We want to bring back main either way, right? Whether they say yes or no. So you press the another option. If we say yes, pick the option yes. You press the another text, right? The art and the message at the bottom. So that means if we keep on, it keeps on looping on itself. If we say no, it's gonna loop again and ask. It will keep on asking up until we say yes, and then we keep on asking still.